Back to your social class. I'm your social teacher Ayesha. Previous class we completed with Great People Never Die. So we are doing to final chapter of the social science of this first sem book, that is transport. Okay, page number 248 children. Hold on, no? 249 actually. Early man had to go from one place to another on foot. He had to carry his load on his back. Later, they started using animals such as horses, camels, and cattle to travel and carry things. They built rafts to travel on rivers and used sledges to carry heavy loads. The invention of the wheel brought about a revolution in the means of transport. People started using animals to pull carts fitted with wheels. One of the most important inventions in transportation was a steam engine by James Watt in 1769. Trains, cars, and ships were fitted with steam engines, which ran on the coal. Later on, these steam engines were replaced by petrol, diesel, and electric engines, which runs very fast. Today, these engines are used to run a variety of vehicles on land, air, and water. You know very well, previous time early men didn't have anything. If they want to carry anything, they had to walk on their feet itself. 1 foot, 2 are feet. Okay, they had to walk on their feet. If they want anything to carry, they have to keep on their back and they have to carry for miles and miles. Later, wheels came with the help of sledges. Then people started to put a cart on that and they started to drive in the wheel. Then later, what came? Invention of wheels about the evolution for the transport. Then people started to carry pull carts. They used to fit the wheel in the sledges and they used to pull it. Then bullock cart came, the help of wheels and animals, transport also became a new evolution. Then in steam engine came, which was done by important invention by James Watt in 1769. Okay, then which ran on the coal. Then later, these steam engines ran from the which were used to run by the help of the petrol, diesels, and electrics. Why we need this transport? Why we need, ma'am? Because if you want to go from one place to another, we need a transport. Now, if you're traveling from place A to place B, which is around 10 kilometers or 12 kilometers far away, you need a transport. Right. People have to go for distant places due to various reasons. Industries require raw materials for their production. Finished goods have to be sent to different parts of the world. Thus, people need the adequate, efficient, and cheap system of transport. People will travel for different places for various reasons. They can't travel by walk. They can't walk so much. For that purpose, we need transport. Industries need some materials, lot of raw materials. Can one by worker can go that place, carry the bag on his back, and can he bring that raw materials? No. So they need to transport. They need a particular vehicle which will do 1,000 people's work in one vehicle. So we need a transport for that. What are the means of transport here? We need different means of transport for different purpose. Roadways and railways are types of land transport. Traveling by seas, rivers, and canals is water transport. Aeroplanes and helicopters are means of air transport. So we have read about the needs of transport. We need transport for what? We need transport to travel. Without transport, it's very difficult to travel. We can't walk miles and miles. Means of transport. What are the means of transport we have? We have roadways, waterways, railways, and airways. Roadways and railways are done on the land itself. Waterway is done on the river, canals, as well as oceans. Airways is done in the sky. Airways. Okay. Roadways means completely dependent on land. Now we will learn what are the roadways. Okay. Earlier roads were narrow and bumpy. Roads were narrow. Narrow means small. Wide means big. Narrow means small. And bumpy. It was not that much comfortable to travel on the road. These were tracks formed by the movement of people and animal. Okay, so because of the animals were there, people were there, so this was not easy to travel. With the invention of the wheel, people felt the need of smoother and harder roads. Okay, when wheel came to the existence, it was very difficult to travel with the wheel because wheel used to never go further. If there is a hard thing back, children, if you play wheel also in the road, if you find any stone or anything hard thing, it would touch it and it would have fallen down, right? Same way in earlier times also, it was very difficult to travel with the wheels in hard road. So what people thought, they need something soft. The roads should be soft to travel on the wheels. Then cities and towns have metalled or pakka roads that are made up of tar, while villages and remote areas have unmetalled or kacha roads. Nowadays, cities have tar road. Metal roads are tar roads. But villages still have kacha roads or unmetalled roads. Are most of the roads which are made up of mud itself. Okay, they are called. Okay. Cities and towns have metalled or pakka roads that are made up of tar, while villages and remote areas have unmetalled or kacha roads, mostly made up of mud. In many countries, there are special broad and straight roads. They are called as highways or express. Even we have highways, right? Even we have an highways and express. Even we have flyovers. Okay, they high. So many countries have this, which is known as highways or expressways. The highways do not have sharp turns, traffic lights, or crossing. In flyover, anyway, you have seen traffic zones. No, they don't have any sharp turns also. They have to particularly go up, then they have to go to the dead end, then only they have to take the run. But right, so way, then even in flyover also, there is no signal in the flyover. In India, such highways have been constructed between important cities, and some are still under construction. In India, where there is a lot of people, where there is a lot of traffic, there they have constructed this, while some are still under construction. India has one of the largest network of roads in the world, measuring 35 lakh kilometer. The longest highway is National Highway, that is NH7, measuring 2,369 kilometers. It connects Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh and with Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu. In India, children, we have largest national network highway. Okay, now network of roads of India. In India, we have 35 lakh. Okay, we have 35 lakh kilometers of road square feet. Okay, we have 35 lakh kilometer. The longest highway is National Highway 7, which is the longest highway. It is a National Highway of 7, which connects Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, which connects Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. Varanasi to Uttar Pradesh. Okay, with Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu. Okay, it's the longest highway from Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh to Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu. Okay, it measures around 2,639 meters, 2,369 kilometers. Sometimes highway in one country also connect to the road in other countries. Several countries of Europe are connected with another by roads. India is also connected through roads to its neighbors such as Pakistan, Nepal, China and Bangladesh. This Grand Trunk roads runs between Kolkata and Peshawar in Pakistan. The Indo-Tibet road links with India and China. So sometimes highway in one country also connects to. Now our country is connected to the highway with different countries. That is China, Pakistan, Nepal and Bangladesh. Okay, we have roadways also. We can travel with the roadways also. We can travel with bus, car. Okay, we can travel with that. Now we no need to travel only with flight or train, but we can travel with the buses also. Okay, they are connected by the neighbors of the country. Means neighbors. They are Pakistan, Nepal, China, Bangladesh. They are all neighbors of the country. To go for this country, we can travel with the roads also. Okay. And the Grand Trunk Road runs between Kolkata and Peshawar in Pakistan. So there is a road called Grand Trunk Road. Means it's a name given there. Okay. Which runs between Peshawar, which is in Pakistan, and Kolkata, which is in India. Even they have a road connected there. Okay. Indo-Tibet road links with India with China. Along not only in Peshawar, not only in Pakistan, we have Indo-Tibet. It is Indo-Tibet road which connects to China, from India to China. Fine, children. Construction of new highways and increase in road traffic is major cause of environmental pollution. Because we are constructing highways, people are oftenly traveling on the highways, so it has led us to environmental pollution. Dust and smoke from vehicles pollutes the air. Yes, what pollutes the air our most? Dust and smoke from the vehicles. The dust coming from the roads, or dust coming from land, or the smoke coming from the vehicle is polluting our environment very harshly. The increase in traffic also meant more road accidents as people do not follow roads. There is lot of traffic. There is lot of traffic. There are lots of accidents also. Why? Because people doesn't follow the signals Important is people doesn't follow the signals, people won't wear the helmet, or people will, in two-wheelers, 3 to 4 people will sit. It's absolutely a big no in the traffic rules, with no in the roadways. Okay children, I repeat once again. Why we need, earlier people used to people didn't have transport in earlier eras, but later they started to make a wheel out of the tree trunk. Then later soon invention of wheel came to the existence. Then James Watt discovered invented steam engine, okay, which was run by the coal. But later steam engine was designed to use from the petrol, diesel, and with the electric engines, which are used now and which is very fast also. Why we need transport? If we want to travel one place to another, we can't walk. We need transport, which will make our life easy, right? What are the means of transport do we have? We have roadways, railways, waterways and airways. Roadways and railways, which are in the land itself. Waterways, which we can travel to the ways, waterways. We have from the seas, from the canals or from the rivers, we can travel. Aeroplanes and helicopters, which you can fly in the sky. Okay. If we come for roadways, roads were very bumpy and narrow. To travel on the wheel, so that wheel should be traveled, roads should be very wide as well as it should be very smooth. In the hard roads, wheel can't travel. So they have to make, so we have to make the roads which are very smooth, which are very not hard but very smooth, so that wheel can travel. Okay, then in villages we have kacha roads, are unmetallic roads, which is still now difficult to travel the wheels. But in cities and towns we have tar road and metal roads, which is very easy, which our wheels can travel very easily over there. Okay, in some cities we have expressway or highways, which is very easy to travel. They will construct from one end to another end, where they won't be having any traffic signals or they won't be having rush hours over there. So we can travel around in the expressway or highway. Okay, they don't have any sharp turning also, not sharp turning also, you can go directly for them. Okay, vehicle travels very fast on them and saves lot of time. We can travel very fast and we can save lot of time in the express highway. Some of them have been constructed in India, some are still under construction. Okay, these highways have been constructed very in important places where people are more and they want to travel very fast. India is one of the largest network of the road. Yes, it approximately measures 35 lakh kilometer. The longest NH7 is measuring 2,369, connects from Varanasi in UP till to the Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu. Okay. Sometimes one country has been connected, sometimes in our country also been connected with Pakistan, Nepal, China and Bangladesh. We can travel through the road also by the buses and cars also. Okay children, then we have a Great Trunk Road which runs from the Kolkata, which is in India, to Peshawar, which is in Pakistan. Okay, that bus is also there. Then we have Indo-Tibet. Indo is India, Tibet is from China. Even we have a road linked with that. Okay, construction of highways is causing a very high traffic jam, as well as it is dangerously affecting our environment. So we have to use less amount of the vehicles. Then if we come for railways, okay, next will be the railways. Railways are one of the most important means of transport. Today almost every country has a railway system. They carry more people, are very useful in carrying bulky goods over long distance. They are faster and cheaper than any other land transport. See, if you want to travel on the road, we can just carry some luggages, or we can carry, if you are traveling with car, we need at least 4 to 5 people, and we need many cars if you are going in a group. But railways is very easy and very cheap method. In train, you can see thousands of people traveling in train. Okay, they carry many people and they can carry your goods also. The real development of railway in the world came with the invention of steam engine and iron rails. These two factors have made trains faster, bigger and stronger. First railway development came with the steam engine. Who done that? Who invented that? James Watt. Yes, you have to keep in mind, if you're traveling on the road, if you're traveling on the train, you should remember James Watt, because of him only we were able to travel on the railways. Okay, because of that only we are able to travel faster and quicker. The USA has the largest rail network in the world. Who has the largest rail network in the world? It's the USA, United States of America. The railways in the North America and Europe is very well developed. Railways in the North America and Europe is very well developed. It has very good development. Many people will travel in that. France and Germany have the fastest train in the world, which runs over 300 kilometers an hour, which is the fastest train which runs over is Japan and France. Okay, they have Germany faster bullet trains. We heard about bullet trains, same way. Japan and France have these trains which will run fastest train in the world, which runs around 300 kilometers, and in an hour it will run 300 kilometers. In India, the first train was from Mumbai and Thane in 1853. India has the second largest railway network in Asia and the fourth largest in the world. First train in India was from Mumbai to Thane, children. In India, first train network was from Mumbai to Thane. Okay, which was developed in 1853. India has large amount of railway track because it is a India has second railway network is about India is the second. First is what? USA, right? Second, India has the second largest railway network. First is USA, next comes India, and in Asia it is fourth largest in the world. Okay, in India is second in great network, and in Asia it is fourth largest network of railways. Okay, I have completed this roadways and railways. I'll do a quick recap of railways. Railway is the most important transport because it can not only carry the goods and passengers, it will carry the goods and passengers in heavy and bulky. It is very quick and faster. Okay, it is made up of steam and engine. It is runs on the iron rails. US have the largest railway network in the world. Okay, North America and Europe is very well developed in this railways. Japan, France, and Germany have the fastest trains in the world, which runs over 300 km per hour. In India, first train was started from the Mumbai to Thane in 1853, and India is the second largest network railway in Asia and fourth largest in the world. Okay, in Asia it is second largest network, and fourth in the world. You should keep in your mind, second largest in the Asia and fourth largest in the world. Fine, children, I have completed this. I want everyone to go through the textbook and it will meet in an interactive session.